Hello and welcome to May Contain Nuts. So I'm really excited about you joining and subscribing to this course. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. So the first thing we're going to do, the first technique is a loosening up exercise. This is called free writing. So free writing is pretty much what it says on the tin. You are literally writing the first thing that comes to your head. So first things first, you're going to need one of these. So you're going to need a pad of paper. I would recommend investing in getting just a cheap blank book. It doesn't need to be pretty, but I think in some cases, get a really nice looking one if it sort of encourages you to write. I really like this exercise. I find it really helps when my head is just congested with loads of thoughts. But it's also really good if you have like writer's block or anything like that. You just feel like, I don't know what I'm going to write. So how do you do it? I would time yourself on your phone for 5 minutes and just purely get writing. Right, the first thing that comes into your head. Now, if this is tricky, I would also suggest maybe looking at a word prompt. So get a dictionary, or we have Google. You could just type in a dictionary word and then just see what comes up, and then write that word and go from there. So another way of doing this is a photo prompt. So looking at a photo, study it for 5 minutes, concentrate on what colours are there, and maybe even imagine yourself there, what smells could be there. If you're in a field or something, you can smell something fragrant like flowers. Just really sort of absorb the picture, and then once you've done that for a couple of minutes, then just start writing and continue to do so. Now when you're doing this, please do not correct yourself, so don't worry about grammar. This is not what the exercise is for. It's purely just to loosen you up and just to get writing. And I think you'll find that up here stops chattering. So I'll show you one of mine that I've done, just to give you a sense of it. Now, if you do get stuck, just write, I'm stuck, until something else comes into your head, or and, or the, and just keep writing. Now, you don't have to do it for 5 minutes. By all means, go 10 minutes, 20 minutes if you are really sort of in the flow of it. But do a minimum of 5 minutes to sort of get maximum benefit from it. So here's one of mine. So let's see. Hands engaged in a promise upon framed formal meetings, firm but sure, and indications of rough callous lines are drawn on strange palms, as if mapping past, present and future, and endeavours. Gripped in flesh and bone, these the ambidextrous fingers that interlace between space and measure, energy and heat forms, and tickle in jest when lightly touching on subjects railed in the air. I mean, it doesn't make sense, it's not meant to, but there might be just little pockets in there that you think, oh, that's quite interesting, that line there. I might be able to use that for creating a short story or a poem. Because one of the last lines I've put on here, let's see. Our hands speak more than the words uttered from landlocked lips. I kind of really like that. There's something I can work with from there. But we'll go into that another time on how we can extrapolate a story from doing this sort of exercise. But right now, stop the video and just get writing. There's also other things you can do with this. You can also highlight things that you've noticed, because it's also sort of tapping into what's going on in your subconscious. So you can notice if it's negative, is it positive, are there underlying things that are going on that you're not quite recognising up there. It sort of brings you into tune to yourself and maybe establish what's going on up there. What narrative am I feeding to myself? So give it a go, and then what I want you to do is post it in the comments below, because I would love to read them and see what your thoughts are, or if you've actually managed to create a story from it. or a poem. I love reading other people's work, I really do enjoy it. And maybe we can start a conversation. Another piece of homework I'd like you to do is to have either in that book or a separate book, and I want to set you a 30-day challenge to sort of change your state of mind and bring it into a more positive space. Because if you're agoraphobic like me, we have a tendency of thinking quite negatively and always thinking in the future of what might happen and things like that. So it's something that I do myself. So for 30 days, each day, I want you to think of 3 things that you're thankful for, and importantly, why. I want you to do a random act of kindness. Now that doesn't mean you have to go into a charity shop and purchase something there, or helping someone on the street. If you do, fantastic, but obviously if you're agoraphobic, that can often be a bit difficult to get outside. So one thing you could do is make a comment on someone's post, just a nice comment, and just say, oh, I really like what you put there, it really helped me, something like that. You can do that. A physical form of outlet, so that could be just going for a short walk for 15 minutes, just around the block or something. If that's not possible, again, if you're having a really bad day, you can just do it at home. There's plenty of stuff online where you can copy exercise routines. There's lots of yoga videos on YouTube, so do that. And then I want you to journal something positive from your day as well. Now this is all from the Shawn Achor technique, the happiness advantage, and it's something that's really helped me because it's all about rewiring your brain to seek the positive rather than the negative. So I would love to see if this has the same effect on you, that you notice there's a substantial change in how you view the world. It's not so frightening and things like that. So I look forward to your comments, and I'll see you in the next video where we will be looking at character writing. So that's going to be really exciting. See you later.